Are we all here?
I think
yes,
so.
we're all here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So James, did you have an idea of what playbook you wanted to play?
I was gonna kind of wing it. So you just basically talking about like selecting a role more so, or is Combustion Man taken?
Combustion.
He
So the
reblinked them at
firebending
the end.
is independent of the playbook. Like you could all 5 be firebenders and have different playbooks.
Yeah, I was gonna see what everybody else chose, and then it was just gonna.
Okay.
Go with
Well, I think
totally anything.
everyone. Eli, were you still thinking about foundling then?
Yes.
Change your mind. Okay, so I think everyone has chosen a different one up to this point.
Okay.
Grin and Lynx just need to pick which one they want.
Yeah. If I'll take the hammer. Hammer's my first choice. So
Okay.
So I would pick the Guardian as my first choice, but you know, as a role, I do need someone to guard.
Let's see how that emerges naturally, because I'm sure somebody will be a good choice.
Okay.
And then James is pretty wide open.
I'll pick the Rogue if nobody wants it.
All right, the Rogue. So let me get character sheets created real quick.
hell yeah. I've been watching other people play, like wide age differences. So like I watched someone play like a really young character who's surprisingly competent, but then has, the foibles of being a young person. And then I've watched other people play like really old, cantankerous characters, who again have the advantage of wisdom, but the detriment of advanced age. So I'm kind of between that end of the spectrum.
I'm open to being any of those. I came up with some AI art. Thank you, Starry AI, and I have an idea, but it's mutable for me. I'm interested to hear how Chris is going to start this.
So the adventure starts with the party was trying to break into the Dragonbone catacombs to steal a historical scroll of the Fire Nation, and you were all captured by Fire Sage Bai and his soldiers and are currently in jail, and that's how the adventure will start.
So we don't have to necessarily know each other beforehand, but probably the Guardian should know their vassal.
I think 2 of you will have known each other and the other 2 will have known each other, but that's not necessarily all 4 knew each other. Or it's possible you all came to it independently except for the Guardian and their ward.
And so if we've all chosen our playbooks, nobody's overlapping, I'm going to suggest you all go to the 3rd tab and hit plus character.
3rd tab. Plus character. Okay.
I would suggest not
Oh, okay.
not using the default.
Oh, the default names. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the default names, and the basic stats also seem to be incorrect.
Yeah.
Just look at the grade numbers to the right of the word and put that in for your start. I'm not trying to step on your toes or anything. It's just trying to help be a good co-GM.
Thank you.
So look at the numbers where.
The gray numbers to the right of creativity, focus, harmony, and passion. Those are the actual starting stats.
Yeah, it's like focus. Like on the Chris Bofern, it says -1 for focus in the gray. So that's what it's actually.
Oh. What?
So you'll have 2 that are at 1, 1 is at -1, and 1 is at 0.
Okay.
So the stats.
Yep, that's the starting stats for that playbook.
So a 0, a 1, 2 1s, and a -1?
There's a 0, 2 1s, and a -1. Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess we can do it now. You get to add a +1 to any one of those.
I'm choosing harmony, but this is because of a downstream decision that I've currently already made.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just double check. Okay, the hammer. +1 creativity, -1 focus, +1 passion.
Okay, just checking on the rogue. So it's 0 creativity, 1 focus, -1 harmony, 1 passion.
Yep.
All right, cool.
So
Oh,
the
wait.
guardian.
So the rogue, +1 creativity, 0 focus, -1 harmony, +1 passion.
Oh,
But the
so I
numbers
gotta
are wrong.
change. I gotta change
Yeah.
it. Okay. So 1 creativity, 0 focus, and the other 2 are right. -1 harmony,
Yes.
-1 passion. Okay.
Yep. And then you
So
get
me-
to add +1 to one of them.
So let me check the guardian one.
Okay.
0 creativity, 1 focus, -1 harmony, and 1 passion.
No, the gray numbers on the side, it's -1 creativity, +1 focus, or 0 harmony, and +1
Okay.
passion.
To
So now
clarify.
when. Okay, sorry, I'll let you go.
No, you go first.
I was just going to ask, when picking one of these to increase by 1, is it better to not have negatives or be much better at something?
It's really your choice. Like in this game, the highest bonus is +3.
Okay.
The Guardian, for example, there's a special move that you can take later on called Furrowed Brow, which gives you a +1 focus. And if you add your +1 to focus, that will give you a +3 in focus.
Could you really quickly describe what each of the stats mean?
So passion is your fighting stat.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find a good description here for you.
I watched the video, but there was a lot to take in.
And they just gave us some examples, and some of them were using playbook moves too, so it wasn't clear.
Okay, so creativity measures your ability to think quickly and unconventionally, to come up with surprising plans or breathtaking art. Focus measures your ability to perform difficult or precise tasks under pressure, to shut out the distractions, and to work in a patient, disciplined, or stubborn manner. Harmony measures your character's social sensitivity, care, and empathy. And passion measures the intensity of your character's emotions and drive, and how good they are at listening to feelings and turning them into decisive action. And that's also the active fighting stat. But there's 3 different fighting stances that all use different stats to fight with.
Okay.
I would say passion is for doing direct damage. The other ones are more for like applying conditions.
Like the 3 stances are defend and maneuver, advance and attack, and that's the passion one, and evade and observe. And each one of those is good at least one of those.
Okay.
Let me get the helper sheet, and I can tell you which one's which. So focus is defend and maneuver, passion is advance and attack, and creativity or harmony is evade and observe.
Okay. How much of the character sheet should we try and fill in the whole thing right now, or are we going to have some aspect?
I'm gonna do some of a guided tour through it,
Okay.
and the rest of it you can fill in later.
And then for the fighting style, There's no like set fighting styles, right? Like we kind of put in something
I'll
that we
read you some
think.
examples out of the book when we get to that part.
Because I remember that I just remember that the fighting style was not like, it's not like you pick something from a list. It's more like you come up with something that reflects how you think your character fights.
Correct.
Yeah. So I've picked Wall Breaker.
Literal wall breaker, or is that a?
I guess we'll find out. He's
Okay.
also, I went the young route, like he's a little boy.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how many walls he actually breaks.
Sounds like we've probably chosen who the guardian is protecting then.
So the fighting style is related to your training. So you're an earthbender.
Yep.
I'll just paste in the suggested fighting styles in the chat for the earthbender, just in case you like something different. But wall breaker sounds fine. I don't know what that means, but that's up to you to define what that means.
I also don't know what it means, but I'm willing to find out.
It's all about the journey.
Yeah. So I guess we can go there next. He's picked Earthbender. Do we all know what type of combat style you want? 'Cause you can also pick weapons or technology. Weapons is kind of like Sokka, where he doesn't really have a bending style, but he had the boomerang. Technology is like some of the stuff in Legend of Korra, although in this age it's still the 100-year war, so it would be more clockwork stuff than more advanced technology.
Gotcha.
The only one you really can't pick is Airbender.
Yeah, that would be. What about like the, I don't know what you call it, the key blocking, like Ty Lee? No, was it Ty Lee had that? Was that Ty Lee and like Unalak?
Yeah.
So it's part of the weapons
Okay.
training.
That makes sense.
Okay. I was thinking maybe going the non-bender route, maybe something along that line.
Ooh.
So here I'll paste the weapons fighting style or suggested weapons fighting styles. But you could pick anything. It's just, but key blocking is one of them.
Is so weapon, I guess, is that, oh yeah, the little boomerang. I just saw Sokka's boomerang icon. There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Either way, I'll probably do something in that category.
And that Eli, I know you were thinking about water bending. Is that still?
Yeah, still water bending, but honestly, like plant bending is what I'm about.
Go with those like hillbilly, but like plant swamp benders. They were awesome.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
You got to have some rendition of like a fan boat.
Yeah, with finally, I get to choose 2 trainings. I was thinking to choose water bending and technology, and actually like a boat.
It's awesome.
Oh, which one is that? I saw that too. Is it the pillar?
So I want to go with water bender.
Okay. I'll paste a couple of the suggested fighting styles in the chat for the waterbender next.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I saw the acrobatic chi blocking. I'll throw that in.
The one for the pre-gen character just says water whips. And after that, the next thing to pick would be background. Let me look at somebody's character, see. Yeah, it's up under the playbook title. It's kind of grayed out, but there's 6 checkboxes. Military, outlaw, urban, monastic, privileged, and wilderness.
So as a part of my foundling double heritage, I'm going with military and wilderness background.
Ooh.
I'm getting like SEAL Team 6 kind of vibes.
At least the ancestors, right? Of SEAL Team 6.
Yes.
So you can probably pick your adopted hometown for hometown. And that's one of the things that I wasn't going to make you pick now unless you have a strong idea of what it is.
That's in the details tab.
Let me see where it is now. Yeah, it's in the details tab. Just in the rule book, it was the next thing. But then it jumps back up to pick your demeanor after that. So we'll just skip hometown for now and go to the demeanor, which is at the top, underneath the background. You can pick up to 2 of those.
I think I have a caring, modest character.
Oh, we pick. Wait, just Eli's character picks 2, or we all pick 2 demeanors?
You can pick 1 or 2.
Oh, okay.
His may be different than yours.
My background is different than people's because I get to choose 2 of those.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Anything special with the rogue with background or demeanors, or they're both 1 each?
Oh, you can pick 1 background, but 1 or 2 demeanors.
Okay. All right. Cool.
The foundling gets 2 backgrounds.
Gotcha.
You can pick all 6 demeanors if you want, but they suggest 1 or 2. And then look would be the next thing, but I think we can skip that and you guys can fill that in later. History, I think we'll let you guys fill that in later, but the next part that I want to do as a group is the connections.
Okay, yep.
So I'm just going to go around the group and each one of you can pick one of your connections to offer up. And then somebody can volunteer to take it until everyone has 2.
Can we, before we do that, can we do like an introduction to what we've picked so far?
Yes, we can. That sounds like a good idea. Do you want to start?
I can.
Okay.
So my character, her name is going to be Maris. She's going to be from a wilderness background, quiet and serious guardian. And then she's going to wield weapons made of water and ice.
Ooh.
And then water bending.
I like how we're both waterbenders, and it's really different waterbending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Eli, do you want to introduce Crisp next?
Sure, yeah. Crisp O'Fern is a part of the Foggy Swamp tribe. He is a foundling because his mother is from the Northern Water tribe, but his father is part of the Foggy Swamp tribe, which are originally from the Southern tribe, is my understanding. And then he was told by his mother that he needs to go north to figure out some more proper waterbending because his mother was not a bender. And that was around 10 years old. And then he took the technology of the north down to the Foggy Swamp. And he's a little bit of an outsider for that because he dresses like in full clothing. He enjoyed the coverage. And otherwise, he holds a bamboo water bottle that holds a nutrient-rich slurry from the swamp as his talisman.
Nice.
So I may need to rename because I'm looking at it and I don't know if I can properly pronounce it.
Xiaobo.
Okay, cool. That's what I was. Yeah, Xiaobo. It was one of the names in the rule set, and I liked that it meant little wrestler.
How do you spell it?
Xiaobo.
Okay.
I can change it. I can go with something because it also recommends using gemstone names, which I think might be better for my pronunciation. In which case, yeah, can we come back to me for a sec?
Okay. James, you want to go?
Yeah, I'll start throwing out what I have. I'm kind of forming them in my head right now. So definitely we got the rogue. His name's going to be Chance. We're going to go with background outlaw, demeanor joking, cynical. We're going to do the weapons. I'm going to see if we can do some kind of acrobatic chi blocking. I see him as like from the way southern end of the Earth Kingdom, so he's probably going to be like an Earth Kingdom member, almost in an area that was like so useless, like to probably the whole war effort. So, like on the edge of the desert or something like that, where bending is probably not even that like popular or useful.
Bring
can you
up
hear me?
the world map here. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like maybe like of not a strategic area. So it's like benders weren't really there. So as maybe a little bit of the war and everything finally comes home to roost there is like, the Fire Nation's taking over the world. I think he sees benders and not being one is maybe a little jealous. So that's why he takes up the key, like the chi blocking to kind of find a way in this world to kind of compete on a level where these people are like controlling the elements themselves.
So can you see the world map that I brought up?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So the pie show tile, is he from there or is he like from here?
Did you bring it up in Discord?
In
Roll20.
Oh, Roll20, sorry. Yeah, I got my. Oh yeah, I just gotta close my make this thing pop out.
So I initially I'll put the pie show tile back where I had it originally.
Shoot. Okay. Yes.
The White Lotus.
Yeah, so I'm talking
from
like
there or
something
like here.
You know what? Let's go with the second one just to make it
Okay.
close to the desert. Yeah, but even if he is either or, it doesn't matter. But yeah, now that the war is coming home to roost, he kind of sees like, oh shit, I don't have anything.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I've settled on Pebble. It is a chosen name. It's not his real name. So he is a outlaw background. He has a loud and blunt demeanor. I want to say that he comes from a similar area near where Jet's forest is, and I know that Jet and the crew haven't technically formed at this point, but I think that maybe there are other rumblings of resistance to the Fire Nation in this area, and perhaps he's learned to scrap and take care of himself in this area. But he's still small, and but he's scrappy. He is an Earth.
10 or 12.
Sorry?
You said he's like 10 or 12.
Yeah, about 10 or 12. So I've put him as he's got bruises and cuts all over himself, and he's got a gap in his smile where he's had maybe a tooth or two punched out. But he still is like a big, smiles bright. He's rambunctious and daring, but foolhardy and not the best critical thinker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Does anybody have anything else they'd like to introduce before we go into sharing the connections?
So besides Pebble, who's going to be, a child, is everyone else going to be adult age?
I'm thinking young adult.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking as well.
I was thinking that 16 to 20 probably makes sense for most of the characters. Although there is one role, the elder, that plays an older person.
Yeah,
Or
none of
one
us picked
playbook.
that.
And nobody took that, yeah. All right, so
If there's somebody who's a bit more profound, so one of my connections is Blank has a way to solve problems with words instead of fists. It's really impressive.
I think my character is supposed to be quite harmonious, and I put him as a caring, modest person, so his first goal definitely is not fighting, and in combat, he's probably not going to be the aggressive type either.
So you're volunteering Crisp to fill that
Yes.
Okay.
connection. Okay. All right. So then, Crisp, you can share one.
On Crisp, it says, Blank seems to think one of my heritages should be valued more. There's something persuasive in their words, and that is they're both waterbending. One is the Foggy Swamp, which is very rural, and the other one is the North, which is more technological. I can see either Lynx Minx or James's characters fitting that role.
Could you repeat that again? What was it?
Blank seems to think one of my heritages should be valued more. There's something persuasive in their words.
But it doesn't say which heritage should be valued more. Just
Well,
that one of them
That would
should.
be up to your character.
Yeah. So if it was your character instance, it would probably be the waterbending.
Well, they're both waterbending, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but his other heritage is technology.
Well, they're both waterbending, but one's plant
Oh.
bending and one's
Right.
like.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that could work. I don't really know the difference between the North Water and the South Water. So I'm open to whatever my character should be for that.
The South Water doesn't do the plant bending either. It's the swamp benders.
Where do they live?
In the Southern Earth Kingdom.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Kind of like the Southwest Earth Kingdom.
Yeah, if it doesn't fit, I could take over that role. Then maybe I'm pushing the more technology over the bending.
Or maybe even your character likes the Foggy Swamp more, because they get a more simple life. It's up to you which one you
Yeah.
think.
Let me think.
So I'll put Chance, it seems like.
Yeah, we'll do that.
I think it's your turn next, James.
Okay.
You
This will
don't
be
have to
interesting
share
one.
you can share the second one. You don't have to pick the first one, for example.
This one might work.
Okay.
Blank is way too uptight, too trapped in themselves. They need to break some rules. I don't know.
That probably would be my character, the Guardian,
Okay.
overprotective.
I love how it already made the full circle right there.
Yeah. And then you can share one of Maris's connections.
Okay. Blank is my ward. They need me to have their back. End of story.
So I think we already said that was Pebble, right?
Yeah. So how does it work? Like Earthbender and Waterbender? Is everyone just kind of intermingled at some point?
Yeah, and you're not necessarily his trainer.
Well, yeah. No, not that. Like just his
Yeah.
ward guardian relationship. Okay.
We could say that we like met on the road, or we.
Okay.
We've. Do you know if you're like where you're a waterbender from? Like, are you from one of the?
I haven't really. I don't know enough about the world to
That's okay.
create that answer.
So you could be.
You said you were from around Jet's Forest, right? So she.
I did, yeah.
Northern Water Tribe.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Northern Water Tribe, like going south.
Okay. It could be that maybe like with the war, because I know the Northern Water Tribe kind of kept out of it, like they held their own, and maybe. And again, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but maybe you came south to fight the war effort, and you ran into me.
Okay.
Totally up to you. If you could do something completely different, but just to give you an idea.
Okay.
All right, and then what's Pebble's other connection?
So mine is, I worry Blank won't be able to hold their own when things get tough. I'm going to toughen them up.
think really, it could be anybody, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like that's open to anyone. Yeah, I agree.
Well, to maybe have some reciprocity, maybe I could pick. I'll pick Lynx. What was your character name again?
Maris.
Maris. Marys or
IS.
IS.
So you think your guardian is
Oh yeah.
softy?
Maybe I. Well,
That's like every ward of a guardian testing the boundaries and
That's true.
yeah.
It's hard to be softer than water.
That's true.
all right, my next one is looks like they're more than capable without my help. I'm glad some of us can take care of ourselves.
Again, that could be Crisp or it could be Chance.
It would kind of make sense to me if it were like the non-bender.
Yeah,
Like someone choosing something other than just the bending.
Does make a lot of sense.
We'll do Chance.
Chance. And then Chance, what's your other one?
Where'd it go? Oh, this is another good one. Blank is amazing, and I hope they like me. Maybe they're worth playing. Maybe they are worth playing it straight. So I guess someone who like I really admire out of the group.
It'd be funny if it was Pebble.
It seems like Pebble probably is a powerful bender for his age, so maybe it is Pebble, but like, who does Chance, like, alright, you know our characters a little bit, who do you think really shines to you?
Man, I honestly don't. I mean, who is kind of like, I think in a way, who would you say has it most figured out? I think in that terms, like a person who like they got their shit together, for lack of a better word. You know what I mean?
So not Pebble.
Exactly. Yeah, I was saying not Pebble.
Yeah, I was gonna say because like I think in his, I think he just feels like a wash in like a sea of like he's a non-bender, like from an area where like benders are rare, kind of like in the water tribe where like we haven't seen these people. Now the world's at war, benders are kicking everybody's butt, and he kind of feels lost. Somebody who's like kind of very grounded, focused, knows what they're doing, has a plan, and is moving forward. I think I would really be impressed with that.
I think it would be Maris. My character is definitely, he's got his foot in two different worlds, so he does not have it all figured out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And who did we pick for your first one? It's way too uptight.
Is that her? Was that her again? Or no? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm fixated on you.
Uptight, but have it all together.
Have it all together, yeah. Well, I guess it comes hand in hand.
Do you have another connection, or both yours full, Maris?
Both of mine are full.
Okay.
I have one left.
Okay.
Blank is so awesome, with skills and heritage I've never seen. I want to learn all I can about them and their background. And Chance is my first connection. So like I'm hesitant to say it should be Chance. If Maris is from the South Water Tribe, I feel like that'd be a good choice. Same thing if it's Pebble, he's doing earth bending, which my character has done mud bending before, but like it's still a new skill and a new heritage that he's not familiar with. So just because I already have Chance's one, I want to shy away from that. Because Maris already has an abundance of connections, I want to shy away from that. I feel like Pebble is so awesome.
Yeah. I feel like you think this distantly, but you don't show it to Pebble at all for fear of inflating his ego any bigger than it already is.
Well, Crisp, are you 10 years old too?
No, Crisp is probably 18, 20.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I read that wrong. It's part of...
10 was when he went to the north.
You discovered your second heritage at 10 years old, yeah. All right.
I think the next thing is techniques.
Yep.
Oh, techniques.
Let's see. Is that back on the... Oh, it's that second tab?
Okay.
Assuming you have chosen your move already. Moves? Some of us choose more than one move?
Right.
So
Right.
techniques, you don't get another. You just get the one you have, but it's the combat moves you get two.
In one of the videos, it said some eras have more than one technique. Like the combat techniques seem to be setting dependent. I also get to start with a second master technique.
Oh, nice.
I've chosen refresh, if that's cool with you.
Yeah, that's a water bending one, right?
Yes. And my character is male, so it's uncommon for him to be a master healer, but that's still what he chose.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's unorthodox, right?
Certainly.
Yeah, so back on that moves tab, then you get to pick two of the. Most of them have, I think, 5 moves.
Yeah, I have 5. Yeah.
So, like that one you were telling me about earlier, furrowed brow,
Yeah.
take +1 focus. So that's one of the moves.
Yeah, you don't have to take it, but it is one of the moves. It is one of the few ways you can start out with a +3.
Oh. I'm torn because I like 3 of them. I like Fueled by Anger, I like Walls Can't Hold Me, and I like Stand and Fight for what it does.
So definitely Walls Can't Hold Me.
Yeah, 100%.
And then I don't care which one of the other ones you pick. Stand and Fight sounds good. Is that the one?
Right?
You said?
Yeah, because I like the whole idea that like, even though he's 10, he'll pick on people who are like twice his size,
Yeah.
and just like taunt them and like, you know, make faces at them. I like that. Yeah, that fits.
So we're choosing moves, right? Not combat techniques. Sorry if I.
Yeah.
Okay.
Other than Crisp getting a second technique because of his split heritage, you already have one chosen because of your book.
Okay, cool.
But the moves are on the first tab, and you get to pick 2 of them.
This is a hard decision.
So you're not a. Oh yeah, you are charismatic, so Roguish Charm would fit.
So I picked for my moves Suspicious Mind. I roll focus to like carefully watch people to determine if they're telling the truth and stuff like that. And then I picked the furrowed brow, so increase my focus.
So the "You're Not My Master" move. I'm just trying to figure out how like NPCs shifting your balance. Is that almost like buffing or debuffing you in a situation when it, like an NPC?
Well,
is
yeah.
shifting
If
your
you look,
balance?
if you scroll up towards the top, you see the yin and yang
Yes. Yeah.
symbols. Your balance is between friendship and survival.
Okay.
So they'd be trying to shift that towards one or the other.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I think that's only good against NPCs, yeah.
Okay.
But PCs can shift your balance too. So if you're being selfish and picking survival and the group wants you to pick friendship, they can try to shift your balance too. By using a move called call someone out.
Ooh. All right, help me decide. Slippery Eelhound, or is that the best you got?
I mean, my vote will go to is that the best you got, but that's personal bias.
Yeah, just flavor alone, is that the best you got? Is striking me, but
Yeah. Well, let's give it a shot. All right, sold.
nice.
I think my character is complete.
Yeah, I think I'm done as well.
Oh wow. Do we have to do bad habits too now?
No,
Cool.
you don't have to do that now.
Okay,
You can do
all
that later. So there's a couple of questions that are related to the adventure that we have to answer yet. So what has happened before is you've broken into the Dragonbone catacombs to steal a scroll containing a piece of the Fire Nation's history. You were caught by the Fire Sage Bai and some of his guards and were sent to jail. And that's where the adventure begins. And I have a few questions for you to answer. So how did you find out about the scroll? And the answer can be different for each one of you. Or at least it doesn't have to be the same for all of you.
What kind of intel would the scroll give us?
Well, that's a question later on, but we can answer
Okay.
that now. What piece of history does the scroll describe? If we want to answer that one first, and I have an idea if you want to take my advice, but you can also select something else if you don't like it. My idea is that the scroll contains a detailed record of the plans for the genocide of the air nomads, and as recorded by the Fire Nation military, and has the approval stamp from Firelord Sozin.
That seems reasonable for it to have on there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah. I think that. So
it's
has the Fire Nation, at this point in time, has the Fire Nation been moving towards the Earth Kingdom? Like, do they have like camps and stuff set up?
so they aren't sieging it's approximately 3 years before the beginning of the Avatar series. So they haven't
Right.
sieged Bao Sing Se or anything yet, but
But
they
they
are.
okay,
And
but they
have
are
been
in.
90
They're not.
years.
They're not at Ba Sing Se, but they're in like the Earth Kingdom
Yes.
at large. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
I like to think that I've been prowling through different like bars and stuff like that, and trying to, and I've been listening, and I just keep hearing people who look like important Fire Nation generals or maybe officers talking about this scroll. I don't know what's on it, but I know it's important to them, and I hate their guts. So
And there is a section on your character sheet called Bio and Info. If you edit that, you
yeah,
can
my
add-
my bio and
just-
info is black.
Yeah, mine was too.
Yeah, I can't really do anything.
Oh, let me.
I have my character art there. That's it.
Okay.
Or if you hit the edit button in the top right of that, then there becomes a section beneath it.
Yeah.
Okay, yep, I found that.
And then the next question is, why was your group captured? Did someone make an obvious misstep, or was there overwhelming opposition, etc.?
I'm going to guess it was overwhelming opposition. I do not want to take this group lightly.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, I'm happy for you guys to blame Pebble.
Well, I think that, like, with what we said for, like, what the skull contained, my guess is they would really want to guard that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's true. That's fair.
All right, so then there's a couple of history questions that you can answer at your leisure. See if there's anything else on the details tab. Oh, that's where the history questions are. You can put your look in your hometown. But we don't need to do that now. We can do that offline. On the moves tab, if you see over to the right, there's those like assess a situation, guide, and comfort. If you click on that, it'll roll the dice for you. Oh, sorry, that just gives you the example.
If you click on the text box, it gives the example. If you click on the actual word, it rolls.
What about all the little chat bubble things?
Yeah, the chat bubble gives you an example of what it's for.
Oh, okay.
In the chat tab. And if you click on the title itself rather than the chat bubble, it rolls the dice.
Okay.
I kind of wish there was a way in the character sheet to look at what these do without putting it in the chat, but I guess I'll just need to like reference something in a different tab.
So I have a cheat sheet that I can put in the handouts later that tell you what they do. Essentially the same thing that pops up in the chat tab.
It's fine.
If you look on the screen, I have some decks of cards as well. If you mouse over it and pick choose, like an over combat approach, and pick choose, it'll show you the 3 different combat approaches. Let me put it back on the play mat. So once I get the character portraits made into tokens, I will put them on the play mat here. You can pick your combat approach. When we're in combat, I'll pull one of them out and place it under character A here.
That's cool.
And then if you mouse over that, it kind of gives you a little helper text on what to roll with.
It says drag to deal. You just drag it to the screen.
Oh, don't deal. Just pick choose. And then drag it to the screen. Yep.
Okay. Okay, and then you can...
Yeah. And then don't remove them, just delete. Or they'll get pulled out of the deck because there's only one of each.
Okay.
You make more.
So once you put it on the screen, do you do something else with it?
So say you're character A and you pick to defend and maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
Just for that round, I'll pull all 3 of them out here and explain what happens. I use the stoplight colors to indicate initiative order. So red goes first, amber goes second, and green goes last. And let me pretend there's an NPC as well, so I'll pick one for them. So all the characters who have the red one, we get to go first. Player characters first, and then NPCs. Then all the characters who have the ambers ones would go second. Player character first, then the NPCs. So the NPC would get to go before the player character C that has the green one. And they just have a tooltip on them to tell you which attribute you roll when you do your action.
Okay.
There's also statuses which you can get, which that also works the same way. You choose on the status deck, and say you get a favored status on character A here, it has a helper text on that, tell you what favored does. Or say you got a bad one and you got stunned. There's helper text on that, tells you that you can't do anything on the next action. The one that doesn't work the same is the condition markers. That you can just mouse over and drag up towards the conditions. There's afraid, angry, foolish, guilty, and insecure all the way over to the left. You just put an X under your character next to the condition that you got. And you can drag.
Oh, gotcha.
You can drag infinite ones of those over too. There's a countdown clock at the top, which that's going to basically be the time of day when we do something that takes a significant amount of time. It'll count down. So say we escaped early morning and till we got out of the escape, it took till mid-morning, and then it'll count down part of the clock, and we have till midnight to get out of the city. I don't know if you can see that countdown clock up at the top. I put it in the blue.
I see it has one. I first encountered progress clocks in Blaze of the Dark, and I really liked them. It's cool to see them happen again in Avatar.
Mm-hmm. So far I've only seen them in this one adventure, but it's definitely nice to see them.
So, kind of an off topic on that. So, Savage Worlds has a thing like it, where you have like so many rounds to complete something. It's not as graphically nice as that, but it's that dramatic level of, you know, you have so many things to succeed to actually do what you're trying to do.
And that one's more like a countdown clock, but this is a progress clock, goes the opposite direction. And then Savage Worlds, you need to generate a certain number of tokens to succeed.
Well, there in I don't remember, was it 3.5 or 4th edition of D&D? There was a skills challenge that was similar, but they didn't have a graphic representation. You just needed to have so many successes before you got so many failures.
Yeah, I always imagine it more of like a number line than a radial clock. Would it be too much for me to ask for some sample rolls, maybe a sample combat?
So let me set up. I have NPCs set up, so let me. Samarison chants are just the purple
Okay.
icons, but
Are they purple people?
they're just the generic marker if you didn't put a token in.
Hopefully this game doesn't have purple people eaters.
I'm sure Monster of the Week has purple people eaters, which is powered by the game.
I think Avatar barely has bears. Most of the animals are some combination, aren't they?
Oh,
Yeah,
the
and so
hybrid stuff.
I don't remember what their bear animal is, but they do have some sort of a bear.
They have a literal bear, but like it was a super rare creature, and then they've got something else. I assume that in the swamps that they've got a lot of turtle crocodiles.
Get my cheat sheet up for combat.
Maybe this is the fight for us to get captured.
Yeah, maybe. I need overwhelming odds then.
It's a little flavor to it, so that we have some kind of setting.
Yeah. So this is the... Oops, wrong fire sage. So first step is I choose an approach for each one of the NPCs, but I don't tell you what they are. Next, each PC chooses an approach, which is the approaches are defend and maneuver, attack and advance, evade and observe. And I'm gonna post my cheat sheet in the chat so you guys can download it and see what the different moves you can do with each stance are. So it's called Play Materials, and it's on the last page. It explains the combat exchange on the left, and it explains the basic techniques and maneuvers on the right. And in the middle, it explains what the roles mean.
Oh, that's very nice. Thank you.
Like you have 2 mastered techniques. If you had just a learned technique, you would have to roll a 10 plus to use a learned technique and spend what do they? It's not strain. I forget what they call it here.
Fatigue?
Fatigue. Yeah.
Well, that's Star Wars coming up.
Yeah. Did everybody see the play materials?
Yes.
Yeah, yep.
Alright, so fatigue is like strain, and conditions are like hit points.
Sort of. There really aren't any hit points. Conditions are kind of like conditions in D&D.
Because I guess fatigue does like double purpose then. Like if a person, if their fatigue is filled, they're knocked out.
Yep. And the NPCs don't roll any dice in this game. It's only the players.
Interesting.
I'm just looking at my NPC sheets to see which stances that they need. I don't think it matters what this guy does. Okay, so I know what the bad guys are doing. Now you guys can decide openly what combat stances your characters want to take.
So we go to our common approach, click on choose, and then drag one under our token.
Yes.
So for me, like I would either like defend Pebble from whatever is about to happen, or advance and attack first.
Yeah, either one. It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say that you're C and Chance is D.
Okay.
And yeah, there you go.
To nobody's surprise, Pebble is going to go in loud.
Loud and proud.
I will say that, like, if we've been together long enough that we all tried to steal the scroll, I do think that there'd be a level of cohesion. It's just, yeah.
And that's fine. It leaves it open that you don't have to have been a group together.
Right. It's like the four of us all like get to the same door and we're like, "Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah. Or two groups of two did that. Yeah.
No, I'm good. Roll.
I wonder if that's the reason why we got caught. Is like because I imagine like 3 different parties have shown up to do
Yeah.
the same thing, and we don't know, and we're all suspicious of each other. We all like kind of pseudo fight each other. And because we wear each other out, yeah, then the Fire Nation comes and
to
we're like,
grab the scroll, yeah.
It's funny, but I can't think of a reason why my character would want the scroll besides to help other people out. Maybe my character like fell in line behind Chance.
Maybe.
I'm sorry. Where was the little token to say our maneuvers?
So mouse
If you
over
close
the
your
combat
character sheet.
approach deck,
Okay. Yep.
and then pick choose. And then there's 3 approaches there. Somehow they get out of order, but they go red, amber, green.
Oh, sorry.
And then you just mouse over one and drag it to the screen and put it under your character, whichever one you want.
No, I don't think it's.
Oops.
Oh no, I made it. So I'm under.
It's not in your character sheet.
No,
it's on
not.
the
There's 3 decks of cards on the right hand side. It's the maroon one.
Oh, it's the combat approach from there. Okay.
Yeah.
God.
And then click choose.
All right. Yeah. I'm gonna evade and observe.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
And then I will place the bad guys' approaches. So it's like a stoplight Red goes first, and the players go before the NPCs. So red is defend and maneuver, and Maris goes first.
So I would.
Roll with focus, but let's see what you can do with that. Under defend and maneuver, there's 3 different things you can do. There's ready, which is mark 1 fatigue to ready yourself or your environment, assigning or clearing a appropriate status of a nearby character or yourself. Retaliate is steel yourself for their blows. Each time a foe inflicts a fatigue, a condition or shifts your balance in this exchange, inflict 1 fatigue on that foe. Or seize a position, move to a new location, engage, disengage with a foe, overcome a negative status or danger, establish an advantageous position, or escape the scene. Any foe engaged with you can mark 1 fatigue to block your escape.
So I would seize a position and put myself like in front of everyone else, but mostly in front of Pebble. So details like how far.
I would say that's establish an advantageous position.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so then you roll your focus.
How do you just roll focus?
So on your character sheet, click on focus.
Oh. Like that?
And get back there. Let me see what you rolled. Yeah, you got an 8. So that was Did you take the you took the furrowed brow, right?
Yes.
It didn't add that in, but you technically got a 9.
Okay.
But it's still the same result. So on the cheat sheet, on a 7 to 9, you may use 1 basic or master technique. On a 10 plus, you can choose from this list instead. So you get to use your seize a position and get an advantageous position.
Okay.
Let's see if one of the statuses is appropriate for this.
I guess that furrowed brow take +1 focus means I actually need to put another point in focus. Does that sound correct?
Yeah, you can. It'll roll correctly that way.
Okay.
I think this one, maybe? Yeah, I think that one's the most appropriate. So I'll give you that status of prepared. Oops. Pulled too many out. Alright, so this guy is using his defend maneuver. The NPC with the defend maneuver goes next. He has a special maneuver called Protect Objective. They take 1 fatigue to protect the target, and they become prepared. They're protecting the Fire Sage, the 3rd NPC, and they also get a status of prepared. Oops. oh yeah, so they're protecting the fire sage on the third guy. So next would be Pebble, advance and attack.
Okay. So then, so I roll first, then I say what I'm gonna do because it depends on the roll.
That's what it looks like to me. Yeah.
Okay. So I roll
advance and attack
passion.
is passion.
Nice. So I was thinking I wanted to do smash. It says mark 1 fatigue to destroy or destabilize something in the environment, possibly inflicting or overcoming fictionally appropriate positive or negative status. So I was looking at the two goons who were preparing to defend the sage.
Okay.
And I was like, and I'm thinking, nope. And I kind of want to like slam a foot into the ground, pop my arm up, and have two pillars of stone kind of crack them in like uppercut style in the jaw. And I want to kind of whatever prepared they were doing to try and defend, I want to throw them off kilter.
So it's going to remove their. Okay, so smash.
I don't know if that's the best move, but
So you're overcoming their positive to status. Or
yeah,
negative
that's
status. Yeah. So you'll get rid of their prepared.
yeah. But I take a fatigue to do that.
Balance. Yep.
Okay. So boop.
Okay. So the next advance and attacks are the two NPCs. I'll just do them left to right. The first guy will engage with Chance.
Is there another map for recording engagement and stuff like that? Or we're just going to play it by our memory?
I don't have one prepared, but I can have one for next time. I do have other maps.
It might smooth things out a little bit.
Yeah. But I just have the Overland map and the Capital City map. I don't have a combat map for now. But I'll make sure I have them for the game. I'm just going to move him over here for now. So he causes 2 fatigue to Chance. He doesn't have to roll or anything.
Gotcha.
And then the Fire Sage is going to use his special firebending maneuver. Let me see what it does. Fire pinwheels. Alright. So Chance, you can mark a condition instead of taking that 2 fatigue. It's up to you.
What condition would I take, or just?
Afraid, angry, foolish, guilty, or insecure. So just in the character D column, you can mark it by moving one of the conditions.
Oh, I think he's definitely going to be angry. All right.
Okay.
I'll get rid of my 2 fatigue. All right.
Or you can just do it on your character sheet.
Yeah, I got it.
Yep. Okay, cool. And then Fire Sage Bai is going to target Crisp with his fire pinwheels. You either take...
I think that's a very elegant solution, just to move their tokens and their stuff right next to it. I love it.
So you either take 2 conditions or take 1 fatigue, dodge the disc, but everything around you is on fire.
I'm going to
Causing a
take the
status.
fatigue.
Okay, 1 fatigue and a status.
Trapped, I think, is the right status.
Yes. Oops. I put the status in down here in the statuses area for you.
That's more correct than what I was doing.
All right, so then green is next. You guys can talk it over. Whoever wants to go first can go.
You want to go first, Chance?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. So let me take the guy above me. I want to do return fire with. Let's try the sweep the leg advance.
Well, you're
attack.
evade and observe, so there's only so
so
many
yeah.
things you can do.
I have to be under. Oh, okay. Shoot, I wish those things would drop down. I think
So
I
you roll either creativity or harmony, whichever one you want, and then after you roll, you can decide which thing you were doing.
And the basic techniques actually do drop down with a putting into the chat.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, there we go. So then let's go with creativity and passion. They're both just going to be to land different attacks, right? Or
Well,
So it's creativity or harmony.
or
Yeah.
harmony. Sorry. Ooh, shit, my harmony is horrible. All right. Let's try creativity. All right. So I got a 9 on that. I hit. And
so you can do one of those 3 basic techniques.
Okay.
Can I take a fatigue to make that a 10? Can I aid him? Would that be an action, or is this too much of an advanced rule?
Honestly, don't know. I mean, check.
I'm asking the big questions.
Yeah.
That's why I make the medium bucks at my job.
I know there's an out of combat aid action you can take.
Maybe there's not an in combat one. Why don't we say no for now,
Okay.
and let's research it before next session.
All right, let me try. Let me do a bolster. Let me try to hinder him.
yeah, it's a bolster.
Bolster. Okay.
So he would have to, you would have to have gone already and bolstered him.
And bolster me. Okay.
But you can bolster him, but he's trapped.
All right. Can I hinder the Fire Nation guy above me?
Yes.
All right.
So
So-
if you
So what do you need me to roll for that? See if I can
nothing, you
Alright.
rolled already.
Oh, okay. So that hits. So I'll hinder him.
So he will get a.
Suck out his chi.
Such a cool technique.
All right, and then Eli Crisp can go. Now he has the trap condition.
Am I considered my own ally?
Philosophical questions.
I don't know.
Because I don't know either, because I'm tempted to use refresh on myself to try and get rid of the trap condition. But if that doesn't work, either way, it's evade and observe. I'm gonna roll harmony. I got full hit. What happens?
So full hit, you can.
Now, does that evade and observe automatically clear 1 fatigue?
Yes.
So automatically my 1 fatigue I got from getting advanced on is out. I'm back at 0 fatigue, but I got full hit.
So full hit, you can either choose. Oh. You can mark 1 fatigue to use a learned technique, which you don't have any of mastered techniques. You can use 1
I
practice
only have
technique,
mastered.
or use 2 basic or mastered techniques. So you can use 2 of the evade and observe basic techniques mixed in with your master techniques. So
These are masters. And are any of my allies fatigued right now? That's a no. And
Sorry,
none of you have a negative.
Yes, I do have 1 fatigue.
You are fatigued.
Yeah.
You're not like crazy fatigued, so maybe
No,
I'm not going to
no.
refresh you just yet. So I guess I'm going to test balance. I will mark 1 fatigue to challenge this engaged foe's balance. What is his principle? He must answer honestly.
His principle is tradition.
And then I'm going to bolster Pebble. I am Crisp is pulling in the ambient moisture, like the stuff that's like evaporating off of this huge fire around me. I'm gathering it together and I'm creating a steam field to obscure Pebble, so his next attack is going to have a little bit of a sneak attack to it.
Ooh. Now is that... So I don't see a bolstered... oh wait, hold on.
I think that'd be favored.
Favor?
I'm giving him a favored status.
Sweet. Donka, I see that.
And I guess I'll help you remove all of these cards for the approach.
Yep.
And then we place them again.
Yep.
And can I ask a question first?
Mm-hmm.
So with defend and maneuver, there's one called ready.
Yes.
I mark a fatigue to ready myself or the environment. Assigning or clearing a fictionally appropriate status of a nearby character or yourself. His status is trapped. Is that something I could clear?
So I just looked at Trapped and said that I needed to take 3 fatigue or something else. So I'm going to take the 3 fatigue and get rid of Trapped. Does that work?
Mm-hmm.
Boom. I'm now at 4 fatigue.
Oh, okay.
Or I guess I could have done... I'm going to do 2 fatigue and 1 condition. I am insecure. -2 to trick, and I resist shifting my balance.
Oh, and somebody should have been angry up there too. So that was. You're insecure. Yep. Oh, yeah. On your character sheet. Advance and attack.
Boom!
And we just need chance.
Okay, let me do. No. There we go. Let's advance and attack as well. Let's go to creativity again. Another 9.
Oops, wait, I gotta put the bad guy stuff out. So they go first. They're prepared again, and they're protecting. Here, I'll move them.
Did they get prepared because of something else?
It's their move.
From
Right.
last time.
Okay, because I thought I had
No,
cleared
he
their...
removed it, but they did it again.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Sorry.
Yep. So now the player characters can go in any order.
Well, I rolled first, so
Okay.
I'm going to describe it first. I'm going to pressure this elderly bender to try and intimidate him. He
Interpose.
cannot. Huh?
Those people in front of you are interposing.
Oh, that's what the bender maneuver is.
Yeah.
Then
Well,
I'm
they're
going to strip.
objective.
I'm just going to straight up strike him then.
So you become disengaged and pushed back, and you're now engaged with them.
And they can mark 2 fatigue, a condition, or shift their balance away from center. I think is what happens on a 9.
Okay. 2 fatigue, what or what?
Condition, or shift their balance away from center.
Oh, okay. I'll shift their balance away from center. I'll mark a condition for them. Shifting their balance away from center is a good thing. It goes only plus. They don't have negative.
Interesting.
NPCs don't have negative balance.
And then... so Chris rolled... fuck it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
So 12 with the cheat sheet.
You get to do 2 basic actions or mastered actions. I don't know what Crisp's or what Pebble's mastered action is.
And then because I'm favored, it says choose an additional basic or mastered technique in the next exchange. So does that mean I get 3?
I think that means 3, but the masters do need to be of the same approach type as what you're doing right now.
Yeah, so they all have to be within
They have to be
advanced and attack. That's fine.
But
So
it can
Can
be
you
a
choose the
basic.
same one more than once?
I
that's a
think
good
so.
question. Okay. I'm gonna do so. My first one, these 2 dickheads in front of Crisp.
Hmm.
Can I pressure them? Can I intimidate them? And I don't want them to be able to defend and maneuver next turn.
They're firebenders, so I think you call them wickheads.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay.
I just basically say you're all burned out. And then for my next 2, can I get around those 2? Can I head towards the old guy or no?
No.
Okay. Then fuck it. I will straight up engage
Well,
them.
there is a way to do it, but you have to get rid of their condition.
To be fair, I could smash again. So I could do the same thing where I go, have you learned nothing? And I do the same move and uppercut them with the 2 earth pillars.
Okay, so that gets rid of their condition. So they're now no longer protecting the guy.
So then the third one I'm gonna take advance and I'm gonna strike the old guy.
Okay.
I'm gonna mark 2 fatigue. Oh no, sorry, I mark 1 fatigue, and I hammer them with blows, forcing them to mark 2 fatigue. Yeah, because I'm He's young. He's not tactical. He just kind of goes, and so those pillars that he's been using, they just kind of come. They hammer almost like in a like a triangle. They like just go ba 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 ba, and they just like keep hitting him in the face.
Okay, so I'll take 2 fatigue.
And I take 1 fatigue for that.
Okay.
And I'm now no longer favored. Yes.
Yes.
All right, I will go. So because I'm prepared, I get a +1 to this.
Mm-hmm.
So 7 makes it a hit, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have a question on strike. What's the difference between the two sentences? So the first one is strike a foe in reach. Is the other one strike a foe not within reach?
Check a foe within reach.
I
Mark 2.
think the difference is whether you choose or they choose.
Oh.
They can pick.
Yeah. But then the
Oh,
second
okay.
one, you get to choose what it is.
But I take a fatigue to do that.
Yeah. But that's why
Okay.
I took
Okay.
the second one because I just wanted to hit him in the face.
Okay.
So if you don't want to take a fatigue, they can pick.
Okay. Well, I will take a fatigue, and then I will go for the same one that Pebbles went after. Is that the two people and the one icon?
No, it's the old guy behind him.
Oh, the old guy. Okay. So, being a waterbender, I will, make like a blade of ice and throw it at him,
Okay, so
and he'll take 2 fatigue. And then I'm no longer prepared.
Yep.
So delete that.
I appreciate that you called him Pebbles. And I have a feeling like that's a weird nickname. And Pebble doesn't. It's one word. It's only one letter, but he doesn't like it when people go add the S. He's like, I'm not Pebbles.
all right. So the oh yeah, Chance. Yeah.
Yep. All right, let me go. All right.
All right.
So does that mean I get 2 actions or?
Yep.
Okay. Where do you look for those like special things, or is that like up top that like my sweep the leg attack or whatever, something like that? I'm trying to find the.
Yeah, your master technique is that combat technique.
Combat
If it's the right approach.
Okay. Well, shoot, I don't
Let
see.
me check see what yours is.
It belongs to advance and attack. Okay.
Okay, so you're good.
So sweep. How do I? Oh no, that was.
Yeah, sweep the leg. You can do
Yeah.
that.
Damn it! I'm trying to compose them. I'm trying to add it to the window. Reopen chance. Come on. All right.
Oh, yeah, interesting. There doesn't seem to be an option to put our master techniques into the chat.
Okay. Good.
You just need to
Yeah.
you just need to copy and paste it.
Copy paste it. Yeah.
Oh, you didn't have to roll again.
Oh no, I pasted it into the chat.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
just beeping at me.
So if your foe has a total of 3 or more fatigue and conditions marked, he gets 2 fatigue. If he has less than 3, he gets 2 fatigue again, but you must mark fatigue as well. So I guess I give him a couple shots in the let's go with the groinal region.
3 or
Just a swift kick.
Yeah, that's where all the key is located. I figured out.
Oh, he's gonna be blocked up for weeks.
Yeah. Pretty much all key blocking is just crotch punching.
All right, so he takes 2 fatigue.
Cool. All right. Is he where's he at? 4?
think he was at 4. He's at 6 now.
Oh shoot. Okay.
Is he? Did he become impaired because of a groin shot?
No. All right, so he's gonna do his fire frisbee thing again at Crisp. So let's see what this is. Oh yeah, you mark 2 conditions or 1 fatigue and dodge the disc, and everything is on fire around you again.
Well, it's already on fire, so I'll take 1 fatigue.
So you're trapped again.
I'll beat you to it.
Yep, I saw that. And this guy will attack Chance. So he is going to intimidate you, and you cannot take the attack and advance an attack maneuver this turn.
Okay, but I can do the other two.
Yeah.
I need to. Okay, cool.
And so we remove the approaches again. And this one can't take the defend and maneuver this time.
The one next to me.
Yeah.
I have. So, one of my moves, stand and fight. When you provoke an NPC opponent into attacking you, roll with passion. On a hit, they're coming at you specifically. Could I clarify? Is that technically a master move?
So that is a... No, the master move is the one that says learn, practice, or mastered.
That's the overwhelm one then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that other one you can take if you roll a 10 plus.
Oh, the other one, the stand and fight.
I think it just lets you roll with passion instead of something else, right?
Yeah, I was just looking for where intimidate was because I think.
Oh, intimidate's under advance and attack.
Oh, okay. Which you already roll for passion anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, that's weird. I mean, nobody stopped me yet, so. Okay.
Alright, so red goes first, so that's Chance. And then the NPC.
Okay. Ooh.
Nice.
All right. So I get 2 actions. Okay. So the only way I can move is with seize a position, or it's just like giving me like more of an extra movement.
Ooh, sorry, didn't mean to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, so like to run away or
Okay.
Yeah. or change position to another guy. Yeah. Disengage this guy. Engage somebody else.
All right. So let me retaliate against him for 1 fatigue. Does anybody nearby have any statuses on themselves I can use? I can take a fatigue to clear off a status.
Correct. I have a really bad status called trapped.
Okay, so let me. I'll take a fatigue. I'll do ready. Oops. And I'll take a fatigue and get his trapped away from him.
Okay.
All right, I'm helping.
Yay.
Thank you. I was already like doing mental gymnastics to figure out what I was going to do with that.
So I mark it, and I got 1 fatigue on me.
So you moved the trap, but are you not clearing it?
Yeah. Well, it says assigning or clearing. Could he clear it?
Oh, he can. Yeah, he can clear it. Just delete it.
That's way better.
So put the fire out.
Or at least give us a place to get through the fire.
Yeah.
Pocket sand.
So this guy's got to run away.
Coward.
Who knows? Maybe it's the better part of valor.
Pebble just looks back. The better part of valor is standing and fighting.
You got Moxie, kid.
What'd you say to me?
If he's the oldest one, that's probably how he's, made it to that age.
Yeah. Then yellow's up. And PC's first.
Maris, would you like to go first?
I will. Let's see. I roll passion. And I don't. Oh,
Hey,
I got
whoa, very
it.
nice.
So that's all right. Well, let me do the strike against the 2 character icon. And I won't take any fatigue. I'll let them choose. But since I get to make, is that a basic?
Yeah, you get to make
Basic
another one. Yep.
Okay. So I want to do the strike for the 2, and then I want to do pressure, and I want to intimidate the other one.
The other one.
Yeah. And so I choose an approach they cannot use.
Yeah, it's just one.
Okay, so they cannot use advance an attack.
Okay, so next turn they can't use that.
And then,
Alright.
out of curiosity, from your strike, what happened? Because they got to pick, right?
They took 2 fatigue.
They took 2? Okay.
Yep. So they're going to cause 2 fatigue to Eli.
Oh, sorry?
They go next. The yellows.
So they go. That puts me at 6 fatigue. Does that just put me out?
Yeah, it just puts you out.
I haven't gone yet.
I'm done without
Double
going.
get to go.
Yeah, no, I didn't get to go.
Oh, I thought you went.
No,
No.
sorry. Maris went first.
Okay, go ahead.
No,
Yeah,
totally fair. Okay, just a single hit. I'll tell you what. Can I? Can I do that? What we were just talking about? That one. Stand and fight. You provoke an NPC opponent into attacking you. On a hit, they're coming at you specifically, and then on 10 plus, you're ready for it. So I wouldn't be ready for it, but I would be. So I would. So the pair, the two that are in front of Chris.
Yep.
Cool. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna call. I am going to. I'm gonna actually take the earth underneath them, and I'm going to rotate it, and maybe shove them towards me, and just kind of put my hands up in like a fisticuffs motion of like, yeah, I can take the both of you. Oh, did I lose anybody?
No, I'm just trying to.
You don't hear the gears turning.
I'm just.
I apologize if that was a bit meta. Like, I can take that back because I know, like, I knew that you were going to hit.
For actual play, you would have wanted to provoke them first, but I'll do this for this time.
Oh, provoke is a different action. Well, I'm here to learn, so I can do something different.
No, it's fine. At least that's how I'm reading it.
So sorry, where is provoke? What is that like? Is that under
the intimidate action?
Oh, right. So okay.
Pressure, intimidate a foe.
Oh, okay. Wait. These are the the basic moves. When you intimidate a PC into backing off or giving in, roll with passion. On a hit, they choose one. You pick them.
Yeah, it doesn't really.
Yeah.
Never mind. I guess there is no.
Yeah, that's the weird part. Is like.
Yeah.
Because I thought that would be like a creativity one, and then because of my playbook, it's saying that I can roll it with passion instead. But to be fair, I've also got my screen.
Yeah, I think it's a role play thing.
Okay.
But we'll say succeeded.
Okay. Yeah. Again, if we find something later on that changes it, I can adapt. I'm trying to play with what I have and figure out how to use it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I do that. I call them a stinky doo-doo head and tell them that they can't even. They couldn't hit me if they tried.
Okay, so then you take 2 fatigue.
Yeah.
And Chance takes 2 fatigue from this guy.
Gotcha.
Oh, what was your defend? You were retaliating, right?
Yeah, I did. I doubled up. I retaliated, then I used the one to remove the trap.
Yeah. So retaliate.
So, yeah, 1 fatigue to the guy above me.
Yeah. Okay. And then green. You get to pick 2. 2 evade and observes. So you clear 1 fatigue, importantly. So Eli, are you there? I can't hear you if you're talking.
I was pressing the wrong push to talk button. I'm sorry. Yes. I was saying. So because it's a full hit, I am going to feel the flow. Because I know the Elder's principle is tradition, I'll clear 1 fatigue. As my second technique, I'm going to refresh Pebble. I will mark 1 fatigue to clear him of 3 fatigue. I use water bending to propel some of my nutrient-rich water into his mouth and nostrils. It's like a combination of matcha and Celsius water. He just feels a sudden invigoration go through his body.
Thank you.
Nice.
I cough and sputter though, because like the matcha is like my palate's not fully developed yet, so it tastes kind of gross to me.
It's so bitter.
It's so bitter.
So the approaches all go away. And time to pick again.
I mean that does
That's gone.
change what I was gonna do. But you know, fuck it. I'm here to learn, and this is like a kind of pseudo combat.
Yep.
So I will do this.
Yeah. Chance, what are you doing?
Oops, hold on. No, there we go. Let's do it.
Okay. And the single guy can't attack this turn, so he will do this. Alright, so red goes first and PCs before NPCs.
Okay. Okay, I got a full hit.
Okay.
So I want to ask how I use my combat technique. I'm gonna like link it so everyone can read it. Or
So you have to take the advance and attack. Probably.
say that again.
Which
Defend.
combat technique did you want to take?
Well, it's in my defend and maneuver.
It says defend and maneuver right there.
Defend him. Oh, the divert technique? That one?
Yeah.
Okay. So you pick defend and maneuver so you can use it now, and it's a master technique so you can use it anytime.
So what does that part mean?
With the master technique,
Yeah.
so if you look on that cheat sheet where it says stance move, if you roll a 7 to 9, you can only use one basic or mastered technique.
Okay.
When you learn new new techniques in character advancement, they start as learned only. So you can only use them if you roll a 10 or higher. And a learned, you also have to take a fatigue to use. And then practice, you still have to roll a 10 or higher, but you don't need to take a fatigue. And mastered, you can use them anytime.
Okay. So I want to do that one as one, and then I also want to move seize the position. So I want to get into a better position to be able to defend Pebble. And then so does that give me, what would we say, prepared for next round?
Prepared. Yep.
All right, I guess that's what I do. 2 actions.
The other guy's gonna take the retaliate action, and then yellow's next. PC's first. So Chance.
Okie dokie. Another one. All right. So let's do. Let's do strike to the guy to the north.
Okay. With or without the marking 1 fatigue.
So if I take the 1 fatigue, it forces them to. I make the choice instead of they.
You make the choice. Yeah.
Okay. And the conditions I can put on him are like the conditions that apply to me: the afraid, angry, guilty, and secure trouble.
They have different conditions. He only
Oh.
has.
All right. You know what? Let's try. Let me throw a condition on him just to spice things up a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. And then for the second one, let's do. Let's try pressure.
Okay. Which approach do you want to not allow him to take next time?
So how does like? So I mean, he can't use. Let's say he can't advance an attack for next round.
Okay. He couldn't do this round either. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he was in retaliate, so you take 1 fatigue.
Okay. Gotcha.
And then this group will put 2 fatigue on.
So now that's an attack.
Except you take it instead because of your maneuver.
Okay.
Does it do anything else, or do you just take the hit instead?
I just take the hit instead. It says if you also use retaliate this exchange, I can deal an additional fatigue. So instead of like I moved seized a position, but if I chose both, yeah.
So if you had chose both, it would do 3 fatigue.
Well, I think they would do 2 to me, but I would do 1 back to them.
Correct.
Or I guess 2 for retaliate.
All right, and then green.
Eli, do you mind if I take first roll?
I think he's pushing.
Go right ahead.
Oh, there he goes.
You were right. I was.
Okay, so we're gonna roll creativity. Just barely, but it's a hit.
Okay, so you get 1.
So I would like to bolster or hinder, aid or impede a nearby character, inflicting an appropriate status. And the status that I really liked was trapped. And what I want to do, so the 2 guys who are in front of me, I just want to tell them to, stay still for a minute. I'm going to slam both my feet on the ground, and I'm going to basically encase them in earth. So I'm going to have like several pillars of earth kind of all come up at once up to their necks so that they're trapped in this dome of earth.
Trapped and doomed seem like really punishing statuses.
Yeah.
And then because this is an evade and observe, I get 1 fatigue back. Nice. Yep. So I'm completely clear.
Yep.
And that's it.
I got another full hit.
Hey. All
right, so I misunderstood Refresh last time. I could only heal an ally who was evading and observing.
Oh, okay.
Which I was not.
You were not last time, but you are this time. So I want to just say I get a single technique this time. I'm going to clear 1 fatigue. That's the basic for evade and observe.
Yeah.
And then I want to aid Maris. Give her an appropriate status. My idea is that we're both waterbenders, and so we're gonna be waterbend. Like I'm gonna join her in her movements. Mine are more rigid, more swamp fog style, but I'm still empowering her upcoming technique.
Okay, and I forgot to take her prepared away for. There you go. All right.
No, actually, shouldn't my prepared be for next round? Because I seized the advantageous position.
Oh, yeah. Yep, that was for the other one. Never mind. I'll put it back to you both. Yep, there you go. Yeah, so the combat techniques go away.
A new round of approaches.
And typically the combats don't last this long.
Yeah. To be fair, I think we're also like we're playing around
trying
with
to
it.
figure it out.
I put the toughest guy in the book on, well, not in the book, but in the adventure, as one of the 3.
Oh,
Is he the guy who up sticks and
Ran away.
left, or yeah?
That's why I made him run away.
that's also how he got to be so old.
Yeah. Oh, this should not be here.
Yeah, I think doing this, like I always like to end my session zeros with a little bit of dice rolling for a new system. I think that this is going to really speed it up next time.
Because I think I've got a handle on like the basics. It's just the advanced stuff, like
And
this
the
over.
non-combat stuff.
Yeah, well, and to be fair, non-combat is going to be basically this similar thing in the sense
Similar,
like,
but it's not give and take like this.
yeah, we basically tell you what we want to try and do.
The live plays were mostly non-combat stuff, so I feel like it's a little bit easier to learn about.
So if they're
Okay.
trapped, they don't get a combat maneuver.
No, they do. I'm just trying to pick which one I want.
Because they get to choose 3 fatigue or conditions to overcome it.
I look over at everybody else and go, "Hey, look! I made a pressure cooker."
That's something I was thinking about in this last week. Like a waterbender can make water, ice, or steam. Like, is the steam hot?
Well, it's all just how fast the molecules are moving.
Yeah, like it's almost like firebending when you're a waterbender, because you could make suddenly like super critical boiling water out of nowhere, and you could cook water with no fire necessary. Like it's kind of like mind bending to think about it if you go a little too deep into it.
Well, then there was that whole like was Zahir when he went to assassinate the person from the Earth Kingdom, and he literally sucked all the air out of the room so they were suffocating.
Yeah.
All right, so I get to do 2. I will divert again and step in the way of intended blows, and then I will retaliate.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's a good combo.
This guy's running away.
No.
You can spend a Chance can spend a fatigue to stop him, since you're engaged with him.
Let's see. So prepared, I would have got the +1 on that, but it doesn't really matter. And then the other one, empowered, I remove 1 fatigue.
Yep.
Okay.
Technically be at the end of the exchange, but
Oh, okay. Okay.
which the end of the exchange is when we clear the
Okay.
approaches. So, Chance, you want to stop him taking a fatigue, or just won't let him run away?
Yeah, we could do that.
So, which one?
There we go. See it on the... Did I ping him?
You're pinging him, yes.
Okay.
So, do you want to stop him, or do you want to let him run away?
Nah, let's stop him.
Okay, so you take 1 fatigue.
All right. I'm at 3. Any side effects, or I'm fine till I hit 5?
No, there's no side effects. You're fine until you hit 5.
Okay.
And the other guy is gonna test his balance and bump up his balance by +1. So then yellow's next.
That's all of us. Who wants to go first?
I mean, I kind of want to kick the crap out of these two guys in front of me.
It's technically more than 2. The icon just has 2.
Oh,
It
okay.
just says the squad.
That is hilarious that a small child has got a squad of firebender soldiers wrapped up to the neck. Sorry?
You taunted them and brought them over here.
Yeah. And then I'm just dummying them.
I want to reinforce my connection. Pebble is so awesome, with skills and heritage I've never seen. I want to learn all I can about them and their background.
As he's like literally like making raspberries at these soldiers. Okay, so if I got an 11, does that mean that I can take this
You take 2.
overwhelm? But can I use
Let me check your character sheet. You took the advance and attack and overwhelm, yes.
yeah, so I could do that once, yes? And then like
Do it once. Yeah, you can do that now once. Yep, so they get stunned.
and then but then that's my whole turn? As
No,
opposed
you
to
get another basic action.
Oh, okay, sweet. Yeah, no, I'm
You
gonna
get 11.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'll hit the shit out of them. What does stun do? You're caught off guard. You can't act or respond for a few seconds until you steady. Okay. And then you're hooking and use that approach. Or going through destroy the assailant something you possibly inflicting or becoming fictionally appropriate. Inflicting or becoming fictionally appropriate buffs. You know what? Fuck it. Let's smash. I'm going to constrict my so that like kind of cone or dome of stone. I'm going to constrict it, and can I inflict doomed on them? Is that the thing I can do?
Mark 1 fatigue. Yes, you can.
So then I take a fatigue on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I imagine it's like the earth goes over their heads and mouths, so like that's what they're like. They're not just trapped, but they're like fully doomed.
But like I try to intimidate them a little bit, and I make it slowly close over, and I like wave at them as it closes over them. Go bye bye. And then that's my turn.
Okay. Next.
Chance, would you like to go?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Nice. Oh, I mark 3 fatigue. I misread that.
I didn't mean to press my advanced attack right there. I just wanted to see what thing we're supposed to hit for it.
Oh, gotcha.
Alright, let's just do a straight smash to this guy. Figure he's got to be pretty beat up right now.
Do you have something that lets you roll creativity for your advanced attack? Because it's supposed to be passion.
Oh, sorry. My bad. Yeah, let me roll. Let me roll passion. Oh, okay. I'll take the miss then.
It is one of our first misses, so this is a learning opportunity. Sorry to rules lawyer on you, buddy.
No. That's totally fine. No, I get it. So it's passion for advanced attack.
Yes.
Okay.
And if you hover over the little cards that are on the screen, it tells you what to roll.
Oh, that makes things so much easier. Thank you.
Oh yeah, good. I'm glad it's somewhere, because it wasn't in the character sheet.
No, I put it as little tooltips on the little cards.
It's on the
Smart.
cheat sheet, which is nice to have out too.
Yeah.
That's what I ended up referencing to get this moving.
All right. So, Eli, did Chris go yet?
Chris did not although passion. So for a miss, nothing happens.
Yep.
I got a full hit on my advanced attack. It was a very lucky roll. I am going to, I guess, become engaged. I mean, I'm not really worried about these guys that the pebble has taken care of. I'm going to try to engage with the ones that are with Chance.
All right, I'm just gonna move you over here.
So is that a part of my techniques? Like, how does that work?
So actually, what should happen is, by the rules, you would do a defend and maneuver to seize a position to engage another foe.
Oh, interesting. You can't advance an attack. Like, you'd think advance would get you closer to them.
I was generally considering like the two, like that you're next to, you could reach, but the ones on the other side you couldn't. Like this is a whole squad here, for example. So
Yeah.
all three of these people attack them.
Well, for this session 0, I think it's reasonable just to let the hand wave it a little bit. I guess we need to keep in mind that defend and maneuver is what gets us in position. For some reason, advance does not get us closer to anybody.
I think
No.
there's other advanced techniques, but you have to learn them. These are just the basics.
That makes sense. So the basic techniques do not get you closer. Let's say I spend one of my actions to do that, and the other one, I'm going to strike them.
Okay. And are you...
I will not mark a fatigue.
Okay.
You know what? I will mark a fatigue, and they're going to get 2 fatigue.
All right.
So a quick question just with combat in general. With like strike or pressure or smash, any of those basic ones for advance and attack, is it always like in melee range? I mean, I know we're, theater of the mind right now, but can't all of our attacks be like ranged attacks, like hurling stuff with them?
It has to be within reasonable, yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
But like if they were like archers up on a wall and you just have like a sling, you probably can't reach them. Go ahead.
I follow links though, in the sense that like in the shows and stuff, you see oftentimes like earth and waterbenders who are able to project like small pebbles or large boulders. Like that's, I think,
or like ice missiles.
Yeah,
tsunami on the coast.
It's all narrative as long as you can give a good explanation.
So reach is a narrative description. It's not like there's short, medium, and long range.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's no modifiers for being at long range, for example.
Well, so like if you get 2, or you get to use 2 abilities for advance and attack, you could both do a strike and either like choose to force them to take fatigue or no fatigue on that one. And then you could do something like smash and give them a negative.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can.
And all that could be from like a distance, but like a realistic distance.
Yep.
Okay.
And so I'm probably saying that Crisp is he's dashing behind Chance, and he's using some of the ambient water around, and he's icicle launching it at these people.
Yep. And they're knocked out. Well, this one's a person, and the other one's a squad.
Because this is the end of the round, and we know that our characters are eventually going to be overwhelmed by forces, I think this is a good place to end. People agree?
Mm-hmm. Because
Yeah.
reinforcements are coming, and you're getting locked up.
I figured, yeah, that old guy was going to come back with a bunch more people, so. No, this is interesting.
That guy's knocked out, and the squad's, because of the doom condition, will be dead in another round. They take one fatigue round.
I like to think that, like, as like the rest of the fire army comes in, Pebble is just sitting on top of this dome, just like kind of kicking his feet.
With a couple of hands and feet sticking out.
Earthbending can be really brutal sometimes.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Thank you so much for running, Chris.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry,
Thanks,
I wasn't
man.
prepared to run a combat, but it makes a lot more sense now.
I think you did well considering.
I think you did very well. You improvised it, and I think your approach was very elegant. I did some research. Refresh, when it says heal an ally, the caster does not count as their own ally. So I cannot refresh myself. That seems to be the consensus of people online.
So there is
The only
out of combat resting you can do. If you're on the run resting somewhere, like out in the woods, you get 3 fatigue back per day. If you're in a crappy, like sleeping in a barn or something, it's 4. And if you're in a nice inn, it's all 5 back.
But maybe between combat, I might be able to clear my allies' fatigues, but my character would stay just as fatigued as they were, but I would get additional fatigue for every ally I helped. Assuming I had the water to reinvigorate them with.
So a quick question about combat. So kind of the ultimate goal is to put enough fatigue that they can no longer continue. Is that
right?
Okay.
You can think of it as stamina or blood, or however, depends on how you want to describe the scene.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody ever played the Super Nintendo game Paladin's Quest, but in that game, hit points were mana, and to me, that's what fatigue kind of feels like in this game. It's not only your hit points, but it's also what you expend to do supernatural things.
Yeah, it's a really interesting system of like, it's a valuable resource that you're trying to balance, because you're right, you can use it to power up your own stuff and to do damage, but it's interesting.
Well, I was taking notes. I mean, you got the fatigue, the balance, the conditions, and then the statuses, which can either, aid or hinder. So there's a lot of choices of what you're doing.
Yeah. So would you guys prefer a combat map, kind of like D&D, or is the status grid like this fine?
With how you moved with the enemy tokens, I think that was fine, but I think it's worth noting that we didn't use the conditions or balance track at all. It's like we don't really need to know what other people's fatigue or balance or conditions are. Like we can keep track of it for ourselves.
I'll make a new grid that's just pretty much the combat track there.
And maybe we'll say expand it a little bit so there's like maybe a couple spaces between all of the characters.
Yep.
And so I think most of the combat grid is all we need. Coming in, I really like the look of this entire thing, but because so much of it's on our character sheets, and it's kind of cumbersome to like duplicate all the information on a character sheet and then put it into the public area, you can look at our sheets. So that like you don't need us to put it on there unless it's more beneficial to you.
Right.
Well, we also unless we can remember everything, we won't know, who we could help. For those that get to do those kind of skills, especially the evade people. which is everyone but me, because I'm
Yeah,
bad at
basically
this.
everybody but you and Pebble. But I think for those we can just ask like who had like how much fatigue do people have. I feel like that's gonna be
Yeah.
faster than pulling it out onto the sheet
And this was
just
the
from
other
this one
map
combat.
I had prepared already. It was the city map. Like this is where the prison is,
Nice.
and this is the city and the Lord.
So that's where we're going.
Yeah,
Oh, we're right at the heart of the Fire Nation. Wow. Okay.
yeah, we're in jail right here.
So I just want to say we should probably reset all of our statuses, conditions, and fatigue.
Yep.
Did you have a particular debriefing method you wanted to go through, Chris?
I didn't have a particular method, but do you have technique you usually use?
Lately, I've been a big fan of the stars and wishes. I would like to give you a star for running this. Was this your first time running or playing Avatar Legends?
Yes, it is.
I think you did an exceptional job because even though it is powered by the Apocalypse, a super elegant system, it's very different from the other Monsters of the Week or Apocalypse World games I've played so far. So I think you did a really good job. So thank you for that. Same thing, I want to give a star to Lynx, Maris's player, for like you have no experience with the Avatar world ever, like whatsoever, but you dove right in both feet, and I think you did a wonderful job in making a new character.
And you say you just saw the M. Night Shyamalan movie?
Sorry.
Whatever the live action
Yeah.
movie was, I mean, I know reviews for it were, bad, but that's the only movie I saw.
So you get a little of the flavor, but it's wow. You did really well.
For wishes, yeah, it's just maybe a little bit more of a battle map. Everything else, really wonderful. The organizing like who is what and not realizing that advance doesn't actually get you closer to anybody is a little bit weird. So I'm glad that we had the combat experience to know that by default that is not a thing.
Right, it's not one of the basic techniques.
Does anybody else have any other stars? Which stars are things you really liked, or wishes are things you think could improve next session?
I think my star is like I really appreciated the fact that you were like really patient with the character creation. Like I feel like we had plenty of time to make our characters, ask questions. Like for me, I was starting from scratch basically. So I know some people like will really rush through character creation and try to get you into the heart of the action. And for any new system, it can be very daunting to just kind of jump right in. So I appreciate the patience.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for taking the time with everything, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah.
I gotta say, like after doing the Blades in the Dark game, where it wasn't just a character, it was also a team. Like I feel that like doing character creation this way and together, where we came in with ideas. For me, it was just water's the coolest element. Let me go with that one. But I think our like the team we put together and like how the different characters will mesh well or not mesh well together. I think it'll be interesting, and how it we created a story.
There's even more starter questions if you're going to be running a campaign. This was I just used the basic setup for the starter mission.
Well, I know with my Protector's Burden, at the beginning of each session, I'm supposed to roll and take a +1 for each yes. And so the first question was, do you believe your ward listens to you more often than not? And that's probably going to be a no. Like, so I think it's fun, like, because it's with the Protector, it's kind of that shift of, do I trust them to do their own thing, or do I still really need to protect them?
Yeah.
So
that really is part of that role.
And that's
it's pretty interesting.
And that's a really cool way to like flip that notion on its head. Like, because normally Protector is like, oh, you think like Knight in Shining Armor is protecting someone who's weaker, but It's
But it
more
was really like Katara with Aang in the first season and a half.
yeah, more like you're not just protecting them, but you're also kind of protecting them from themselves.
Yep.
And I
Absolutely.
like. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You first.
I was just going to say, I really appreciate the system, how it has that connections thing built in. That's a really cool thing, because I find a lot of times when you do have like an ensemble, that can be one of the hardest things with new groups, is like, how do you know each other? Like, what are your connections? What are your reasons for staying together? And so having something built into it, it's like Link said, it starts it off right away of like, oh, this person really appreciates this person doesn't really mesh with that person, and you have dynamics right out the gate.
Yeah, and that's kind of what led me to thinking about doing the session 0, was that it had all that stuff available in the system right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably my favorite strength to the Powered by Apocalypse games, is that they introduced me to the concept of session zeros, and it's such a wonderful thing. After this one, I definitely want to try to do a session 0 before my next one shot, even, because like this is a one shot, but it's kind of like a 2-day one shot, right?
Yeah.
Like I know this is only going to be a one shot, but like again with that session 0, with that like base level stuff, I'm probably getting ahead of myself, but like I do want to see where these characters go. Like I want to see more of like how do they develop and what's the story with them.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's questions for each playbook that you have to answer for advancement at the end of each session. A lot of people, what they do is take the other Powered by the Apocalypse XP tracking instead, and if you roll a 6 or less, you get an XP.
So is that not a rule in this game?
That's not a rule in this game.
That's interesting, and it kind of makes things more balanced, because it encouraged people in the other PBTA games to do risky things.
Yeah. This game, you just answer 4 questions, and if you get a yes to all, or maybe it's 3 questions, but if you get a yes, you get 1 point for each one.
Is there any way to flip the table or anything like that in Roll20?
Not really. We kind of already did. All the decks are messed up. I have to fix them.
Oh, I guess we ruined something for you at least.
Yeah.
Well, again, thank you for running. This was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to scheduling the actual one-shot. I just want to mention that the next session for the Great Hoopla is on Wednesday.
Yep.
For James, it's next Monday. For Chris and Lynx, it is next to next Monday. It's in 2 weeks. It's going to be the Gifted Youngsters game.
Oh, nice.
Anything else before I log off?
That'll be fun. No, I think we're done.
Yeah, and just saying it's a one shot. We don't have to finish it in one session. If we don't have to rush through it if you don't want to.
That's also technically true. I have a hard time scheduling things, but we're so lucky to be around so many good players that I wouldn't mind playing this out a couple of sessions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this seems like a really interesting system. Granted, it is my first Powered by the Apocalypse experience, but it seems really cool.
Also mine.
It's not the simplest one. I think Monster of the Week's probably a lot simpler.
Okay.
I would agree with that, except for the fact that if you fail a roll, you get a growth in Powered by the Apocalypse by Monster Week.
Okay.
So if we decide to play it out, I may decide to use that XP method instead.
Okay.
So that way the characters are progressing instead of like a really long campaign of meeting like the goals for each playbook, right?
Yeah.
Well,
As far as
wonderful.
I was just saying, as far as scheduling goes, Mondays are the easiest day for me to schedule things on. I don't know about everyone else's schedules.
I have an opening every other Monday, basically. Like I have a regular D&D game on Mondays, but that's a bi-weekly game.
And the only thing I have scheduled on Mondays are other one shots. So.
Yeah, I mean, I have some of those coming up too.
Yeah, Monday. I think Monday can work for me.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
All right, guys, have a good one.
All right, you
Okay.
too.
You as well. Good night,
Thanks,
everybody.
everybody.
I'll catch you online.
Bye.
Bye bye. Good night.